Well, good afternoon everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Today I want to get on here and talk about 5 must-have mods. These are things that you need to do. You have to do right away. You should go out and do them right now on the Tundra back here. So I made a little bit of a list, did something similar like this with the TACOMA, and they still hold true today. So we're going to start off with the first one, and this is probably, yeah, I would say probably the cheapest one. And that is window tint. I mean, if you look at the way that the truck looks right now with the front windows tinted, it's just awesome. It gives kind of a modern, sporty look to the Tundra, if you will. I mean, check that out. Now mine are pretty much matched to the rears, you can see here. I believe it's about a 28% tint, something like that. But especially on a dark colored truck like this, or on any colored truck, it just looks awesome. And of course there are some practical applications to having tinted windows as well. It cuts the glare of the sun and protects the interior a little bit, and also keeps the heat down. But that's the #1 must-have mod. Secondly, has to do with the front end, and this is more personal preference, I suppose. But I'm not a big chrome guy, you know? So for me, getting rid of the chrome on the truck is a priority. And you can see I've done that here on the front. This used to be all chrome up here. We had the chrome hood bulge and the chrome surround, and I just didn't care for that. So what I did is I ordered a color matched hood bulge, which you guys can see here, and then the color matched surround, which does include the honeycomb grille. Now, while I'm speaking about that, a lot of people, at least on the pre-TSS sensor models, have gone with the TRD Pro grille, or the TRD grille rather, with the Toyota lettering spelled out in the front. Now, I think on the Tundra anyway, that's getting a little bit long in the tooth, if you will. Everybody has got that Toyota TRD grille in the front. And I think this honeycomb grille that they have now, with the kind of pewterish color that it is, looks really good on the front of the truck. And you can still accommodate the TSS sensor without having to do any moving around or anything like that of it. You just swap it out. So I think that that works out really well. Now, along with the color matched bumper, or I'm getting ahead of myself, the color matched grille are the color matched bumper caps. And if you don't have the sensors in the front, these are really easy because these are overlays. There's videos on the channel about that install and what I did there, so I won't go into detail with the install or anything. But they're just overlays, and they allow you to cover up, if you will, the chrome that's underneath, so that everything matches up here in the front. I mean, look at the front of this truck. It's just awesome. And of course, that carries through onto the back, because no way should you have color matched in the front and cover up the chrome without doing the same thing back here in the back. And again, I think it looks really good. There's really nothing else chrome back here once you cover those up. The chrome just kind of blared out before, unless of course you had the chrome exhaust tip, which, you know, again, I had gotten rid of, so I don't even have that. I have black exhaust tips, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Next is the spray-in bed liner. Now, my truck happened to come with a spray-in bed liner, you guys can see here, and there's a couple of reasons to have this, in my opinion. One, aesthetically, it just looks really good. Secondly, it helps protect the bed. You know, there's nothing worse, if you're going to use the bed as it is intended, you're going to get scratches and dents and dings and chips and all that kind of stuff in your bed, and then it's going to start to rust. Now, you can get a drop-in bed liner, but those never fit well. They make noise, they rattle around, they will dent themselves actually, because they are just plastic if you put anything heavy in them, and they'll even tear. I've had spray-in bed liners in several trucks now, and I've never had any issue with them even gouging. Now, you can scratch them a little bit if you really get on them with a shovel, but I've never had any bigger issue than that. And again, I think they look really, really good. Now, the next one, and this is going to be number 5, are black wheels. Not only black wheels, but 20-inch wheels. I mean, look at these things on this truck. I mean, I think it just makes the truck look a little mean, if you will. Gives the truck a little attitude, you know, having these black rims on here. Or wheels, whatever you prefer to call them. Now, in addition to that, I think because of the size of the truck, not only do you need to have black wheels or rims, they need to be 20-inch. I mean, look at how these things look on here. Plus, that gives you a little bit of flexibility. If you want to go with a bigger tire, maybe something a little meatier, if you will, and I do think you should have a meaty tire on here. I mean, look at how these things look. These are Goodyear Wranglers Duratex, and they are 275 55 R20s, you can see right there. So a little bit of a meatier tire on the truck, and I think it just looks awesome. Again, I think especially with a darker color, really sets an attitude for the truck. You know, kind of gives you that edgier, meaner look, if you will, and I think it's pretty darn cool. Now, I'm going to throw in a couple of more. These are bonus mods, I guess. And something that I just did recently is the dual exhaust here on the back. You can see we have a nice polished black chrome exhaust tip over here, and it does have the TRD insignia etched in there. And I'll show you, it is indeed a dual exhaust. You can see over here, there's of course the other side. And I was quite surprised. I've got some videos out there mentioning this, but not only do you get a nice, deeper, throatier sound out of that exhaust, but it feels to me like the truck has a little bit more power, a little bit more zip, a little bit more get up and go off the line, if you will. So I think for what you get, probably one of the most noticeable mods that you can add, at least from a driving or a driver's feel standpoint. Highly recommend that, and particularly on the 4.6 liter motor, which is what I have in this truck. It really seems to work well with that motor, because I had it on a 5.7, and honestly, other than the noise, which is cool, I didn't notice a huge power improvement, if you will. Now, the last thing that I'm going to mention, and I'm kind of still up in the air about this myself, although I really do like it, and that is a lift. You know, this truck undoubtedly, no question, would look better with a lift on it, I think. And nothing extreme, nothing extravagant, just like a 3.2 ready lift, I think would really set this truck off and finish the look anyway, as far as having something a little bit meaner, a little bit edgier. The reason that I hesitate on it is because honestly, with the way the truck looks right now, it looks pretty darn good. I'm not sure if it has to have a lift. Even though, of course, as I said, it would make it look better in my opinion. I'm just not sure if it's absolutely necessary. Plus, the thing that you get when you do a lift, of course, is you're going to change the way the truck feels a little bit. No matter what anybody tells you, it is going to change the way the truck rides. It is going to change the way it feels. I've experienced that in my Tacoma. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you are going to notice. So anyway, I just wanted to get on here. I've had this truck for a few months now, and give you my impressions of at least what I think it needs, or must-have mods. The top 5, 6, with a bonus thrown in there, of what I think should be done to the Tundra to kind of make it what it really should be, to set it apart from the other Tundras on the road. And if you're a modder, like I am, that's what we're all looking for, isn't it? Trying to make it our own. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, go over those things for you guys. I've done all of them, of course, to my truck. There are more, but those are the top 5 or 6 that I think should be done. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.